the absolute craziest idea I think I've ever had as a DIYer in my whole little DIY life. And I am so excited to share it with you guys. I saw this door. And it like shook me to my core. Literally it did. It was a jaw drop moment for me. I immediately like screenshot, sent it to Mark, like, oh my gosh, we have to have this front door. I'm so obsessed. I knew I wanted something really special for our front door. I've wanted to do a door makeover for a while. Every time I show my front door, you guys are always commenting, holy cow, you need to update your front door. You need to paint it, you need to do something with it. And it's like, I know, but I just hadn't had the inspiration to want to do that until now. So once I saw this picture, I was like, I can't unsee it. It has to happen. I'm obsessed. We got to do it. So I have a really crazy plan. We're going to go to Floor & Decor. We're going to look at luxury vinyl plank and see if I can duplicate this door on a budget, because let me tell you what, I searched high and low for this door. I looked everywhere trying to find it where they could have got it. I don't even know if it's a real door. We don't even know. It could honestly be a fake door. I don't know. I'm seeing very limited of this door kind of style coming out. Probably give it a year and it'll be like everywhere, you know? You're gonna be able to find it. Right now, all I could find is that pretty much it's a custom made door. When you hear the word custom, you automatically think it's expensive. I found one retailer that would make it and it was about $4,000. And I'm like, that is, yikes, that is totally out of my budget, not gonna happen. So I'm gonna try putting luxury vinyl plank on my front door. And it could be crazy or it could be really beautiful. It could be a total fail, but I'm willing to try and let's just see what happens. So I do want to thank today's sponsor, which is Chime. I'm so excited to be partnered with them for this video. So I will share some more about them throughout the video. But for now, we are going to head to Floor & Decor and see what we can find. So I just got to Floor & Decor and I wanted to share a couple of my thoughts before I go in and look at flooring. So a couple things I'm going to be looking for are I want the flooring to be really lightweight and thin. So I don't want to be adding a bunch of extra thickness to the door or a bunch of extra weight to the door. Of course, I am going to be adding quite a few, additional weight to the door, quite a few pounds, but I think it's gonna be fine. Worst case scenario, I just need to get some heavy duty hinges. It's gonna be fine. But I do not wanna add like a whole bunch of extra thickness to the door just because I think that would look weird. So that's my first thing is how thick it is. The second thing is I really want the grooves to be pronounced in between the boards. I want the boards to be thicker and I, want to try to mimic the style of that door as much as possible. So a lot of times with luxury vinyl plank or LVP, it's kind of like a seamless transition in between the boards. I'll kind of show you guys what I mean when I get in there. But I want the grooves in between the boards to be pretty pronounced. And then the last thing is the color, of course. I want the color to be, it's gotta be the right kind of color. I really love the color of what that door is. So I do want a similar look. So I hope I can find all three of those things in one type of flooring. Also, a lot of times flooring comes in multiple different widths in one box. Especially with luxury vinyl plank, that's pretty common. So of course I need all the boards to be the same thickness in order to achieve this look. So I hope I hope I don't have too tall of an order here. Let's go see what we can find. I love this store. I could spend all day in here. I'm gonna try my best to stay on track, stay on task, Kylie. We can do this. So my problem with this one is, see how the grooves, it's not clicked in all the way, but the grooves here, you can really see over there how seamless it is. So although I love this color so much, this is not Oh, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna be here for a while looking through all of the flooring, so I figured now would be the perfect time for me to tell you guys about Chime. Chime is one of the fastest growing financial apps in America. Chime makes it super easy for me to save for my DIY projects because their optional savings account has several features that allow me to plan and achieve my goals faster. One of my favorite features is that Chime allows you to round up every Chime Visa debit card transaction to the nearest dollar and transfers that amount from your checking account to your savings account, which means I'm saving up for my DIY projects every time I make a purchase. Just remember, setting up your checking account is required in order to enroll in the optional savings account. They also offer a save when you get paid feature, which will automatically transfer 10% of any direct deposits of $500 or more directly into your savings account. So you're probably asking yourself right now, Kylie, why don't you just put actual like wood flooring over it? Or why don't I just use actual wood? Or why don't we use, you know, plywood? Or why don't we use shiplap? All those things. Well, because typically they're like a ½ inch or more thick, sometimes up to like 3/4 inch thick. So that adds so much thickness to my door. And that's just not what I'm going for. So like, while all of these are so pretty, these ones are like the actual hardwood, you know, engineered hardwood. This one, like, stop, so pretty, so close to the actual color, but it's just too thick and too heavy. So that's why I'm trying to stick with the luxury vinyl plank, because typically you can find thinner options in that style of flooring. Okay, I found the flooring. Do you hear the forklift? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I was looking on my phone just to see if there's anything else online that maybe I was missing. I found one. I was walking all over. I've been here forever. I was walking all over trying to find it, couldn't find it. So I asked the guy, I'm like, it says you have 70 in stock. And he's like, oh yeah, we don't even have the floor yet. It's not even here on display or anything. So they're pulling it down for me right now so I can see if it's the right one. It looks like it's the right color. It looks like it's the right weight. It looks like it's gonna be so good. I'm so excited. Here is what the flooring looks like. I love it. It's going to be perfect for the space. So I loaded up my cart and I'm ready to check out. And of course, I'm going to be using my Chime debit card today. I also had to run to Home Depot to grab a few more supplies. And I wanted to remind you guys that Chime offers an online checking account with no monthly fees. Applying for a Chime online checking account is completely free and there's no opening deposit or minimum balance required. I will leave a link in my description below so you can check it out. Today is the day that I'm going to transform this front door. I cannot believe it. It's been a couple days because I've just been doing some thinking, and I'm really glad that I allowed myself that extra time to think, because I've done a ton of experimenting in the meantime and done a ton of thinking. So one of my main concerns is that the flooring, it does have, let me show you guys, it does have this little underlayment backing already attached to it. Now, I feel like this is probably just me worrying way too much and overthinking it, but in my mind, I live in Arizona, the heat ruins absolutely everything here. And so I kind of feel like the underlayment is going to eventually detach from the actual flooring itself. I don't know, that's probably just my worry brain. I really tried to find something that didn't have the underlayment attached to it, but this one was just, I loved the color of it, so I was like, this is, and it's thin, and this is what felt like the best option to me. So in my experimentation, I wanted to see how easy I could actually peel the backing off of this. Like, is it gonna be really time consuming? Is it gonna be easy? Because if it's easy, it might prove my thoughts to be correct of, are they eventually going to separate in the future? So I'm actually here to show you that if you just get it under the corner, I used this little tiny scraper and just got right under the corner of it, and I was able to peel it off pretty easy. So I kind of feel like my logic might be correct, but I don't know. So I actually I feel like I need to test this on multiple doors. Like, I don't know, we're gonna have to try to experiment in the future if this one goes well. So I decided that sometimes you just have like a little tiny bit and then you just scrape it off and it comes off. Anyway, so I do have to cut each end of this off because the flooring has like interlocking sides on each side of it. So I have to cut each board twice, basically. So I'm gonna do a rough cut on them first just to cut them down, and then I'm gonna peel all the backing off, and then I'm going to do my second cut and get my exact measurement. So another thing I was experimenting with, this has been my little test board that you can see I've clearly wrecked. But this was good because I tried my brad nailer because my thought was I'm gonna use my brad nailer and construction adhesive to attach these to my door. But actually the brad nailer was leaving these kind of little weird bubbles. It was just like too much pressure. This flooring is not meant to be nailed. So then I tried my pin nailer. You guys are always asking me what's the difference between brad nails and pin nails. I will show you really quick so you kind of get an idea of what I mean. But my brad nailer has these little grooves on the end, and this is why I thought my brad nailer would be perfect, because that extra little lip there helps things to kind of secure. But whereas my pin nailer does not have any of those, but they're so tiny nails. I love my pin nailer. I use it on, oh my gosh, so many projects. I actually installed my shiplap in the guest bedroom makeover that I did with my pin nailer just because I wanted to experiment to see how well it would hold with the pin nails, and I literally had no problem, and I didn't have to fill a single nail hole. It was amazing. This, I will fill my nail holes. I actually ended up just picking up this plastic wood. I wanted putty. I didn't want I obviously can't sand it, you know? So, I don't know, we're gonna experiment with this. This was just the closest color that I could find. But anyway, I'm gonna use construction adhesive and my pin nailer to attach the boards to my door, because you can see the pin nails. There's one, really tiny, and then you can just fill those in with the wood filler. That's the plan. That's the plan. We're experimenting. This whole thing is an experiment, but it's gonna be so fun, and I have a lot of work to do. I'm gonna be peeling off backing for quite some time here. So without further ado, let's do this thing. So I've done a couple things to prep the door. One, I removed all the hardware, and then I also removed the little peephole, but I am so glad that it came out nicely. I didn't know how those were installed. It looked like it twisted off, but I wasn't sure. But I was able to get it off, and it looks like it's plenty long, so I'll be able to reuse it, which is really nice. And I did go ahead and sand down the side of the door as well, because I knew I didn't want that to be dark since the new door color is gonna be lighter, so I wanted to kind of match. It actually looks like it might be almost a close match. I need to bring a piece of the flooring in and double check. And I do want to mention that I had measured the door ahead of time before I had sanded the side, and then I measured it again after I sanded the side, and I'm so glad I did, because I took off a 1/16 of an inch just by sanding, so that did change my measurement a little bit. So the other thing I want to mention is always make sure that you measure multiple parts of the door. I measured the bottom, the middle, and the top. I measured all over. The top is actually a little bit wider than the bottom, so I am just gonna go ahead and go with the longest measurement. I have space at the bottom to do that. I'm not totally sure how that's gonna look yet, but in my mind that makes the most sense, because all of those boards need to be the exact same width in order for it to look correct, because they can't be like different measurements. That would be weird. So I think we are ready to finally attach the first board. Oh, the other thing I want to mention that I quickly did was I did take a little whiteboard marker, and I went through and marked just where I kind of could plan my cuts, so that way I didn't end up with like a sliver board at the top, because it looked like it was going to be 11 1/4 boards according to my measurement. So that would have been just weird, and I didn't want to have that happen, so I went through and I really adjusted and played with my measurements, so that way I end up with a board at the bottom and a board at the top that are almost the exact same, so that way I'm not ending up with you know, oddly sized boards. So I think that will look really nice. So much prep work. Always so much prep work goes into a project before you finally get started, and now we're gonna go cut our first board. So I have one board on the door. One board and we're already doing hard things. Okay, let me show you what I'm doing here. I got this cutout tool. This is actually for drywall, but I need to notch out the hinges. So what I did, let me turn on my light so you guys can see. I set up a little fence for myself. This is how much I have to cut out of the board. Trust me guys, we can do hard things. This is actually so fun. I love this. So all I have to do is notch out an 1/8 inch of the board and then it should fit and that should be fine. So I set up a little fence so that way I have a guide with the tool because it kind of wants to go crazy, do its own thing. But I did practice on another board. I've been practicing. These are all my practice. So you can tell this did not work out very well. I got better with a fence and then I found the best bit, which is actually this multi-purpose RotoZip multi-purpose bit. This cut through it like butter. Easy, easy peasy. So that's the plan. Let's see if I can just notch out this little tiny bit. I think I cut too much, but let's go see. Oh man, I don't know. Ah, we'll just go see. Okay, I actually think it fits. So, it looks promising. Oh yeah, oh, it's perfect actually. Oh, thank goodness, okay. Okay, quick check-in. This is how we're looking. So I have 2 more boards to put up at the top there, but it's like almost 11 o'clock at night. So I figured, per usual, everything is taking way longer than I anticipated. I think it's looking really good so far. I'm really happy with the way that the seams are looking. And let me show you how nice the side profile looks. Oh my gosh. I am totally happy with the way that that is looking. I feel like it just looks normal, you know? That was my goal. So now we're gonna do a super scary part and drill through for the hardware. So I'm gonna drill this way through, poke through, okay? That's the plan, that's the idea. I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie, because at this point, there's really no turning back. So it kinda has to work. The trick with this is that you just let it do the work for you. Like you don't apply a lot of pressure, you just let it guide itself. I'm just not sure if I love the look of my hardware with it. My hardware is like so traditional and this is more modern. Oh my gosh. So I just don't know. I don't know if I love it. It's so weird how much bigger my door looks. It's not right. Okay, I'm gonna have to get new hardware. So I'll just install it as much as I can tonight. I'll have to get some new hardware in the morning. I just got to Lowe's. I'm going to go in and see if I can find some new hardware for the front door. I think it's becoming a pattern that whatever I'm looking for is just not on this shelf. I've had to ask multiple people, it seems like, over the past couple days of, hey, this is the item I'm looking for. Do you have it in the back or something? Because it's not out here. Can't find it. And they've always been able to find it. So this sweet lady just went back to go and find the hardware I was looking for because it looked like they were out of stock. So I'm just waiting, killing some time, which I can do some damage in this store. So they didn't have the locks, at least not somewhere that they could access them. They had just came in on the truck last night. So I'm off to another Lowe's. If you guys only knew how many trips to Lowe's and Home Depot I do in a week, it's excessive. Okay, here is a look at the door. Oh my gosh, I think it looks so cool. I love it so much. I'm really excited to put the new hardware on because I feel like this handle here will actually look so sleek. I feel like it's gonna be a much better design with the door, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the front. It's so nice out. It actually just rained a few minutes ago, so this is like the perfect day to have my door open. I'm so thankful. Thank you, thank you. I'm so excited because I was just about to put my first piece on and then I thought, oh, okay, the next piece I'll have to do, you know, the hinges. No, Kylie, there's no hinges from the front side of the door, duh. I'm so happy because the hinges were like, you know, they weren't super hard to do, but it definitely takes up extra time. Whereas now, like, boom, 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 we're gonna cruise through the front of the door. I cannot wait to see what the front is gonna look like. It is 11:30 at night and I'm trying to get the hardware back on the door and the screws are not long enough. And I had a feeling that would happen. I actually tested that beforehand. Like I put 2 pieces on each side, like, you know, tested it, the screws fit, like everything was fine. I actually had extra room and no, it's not fitting. I have no idea. It's not, I even tried my old hardware. Like it's not just the new hardware. I even tried my old hardware and it's not fitting. So that's just how it goes. It's like, you test it out and then when you actually comes time to do it, it doesn't work. So it's 11:30 at night, nowhere's open for me to go buy longer screws. So I think I'm just gonna go out to the shed, tons of wood out there, and I'm just gonna bolt up the door. I mean, board up the door. And we're gonna call it good for the night, and that will be finding longer screws tomorrow. That will be Kylie's problem tomorrow. So for now, I'm gonna go in, out to the shed, where it's scary at night, and find some wood. Oh, I hate it. Oh, okay. Okay, we got this, we got this, we got this. Ah. Oh my God, I hate this feeling. Okay, I feel like I'm taking you guys, oh my God, through a scary TV show. Okay, here we are. Tons of wood. I have to do some digging. We got this. We got the wood. It's gonna be okay. We actually live in a super safe neighborhood, so I could honestly just leave it, but I probably won't sleep knowing that anybody could just walk in our house at any second. So here we go. In honor of Halloween decor, here is my spooky door, okay? That's what we're calling it. I just had to put all the tape around so that way I don't get any bugs coming in because I don't have the threshold on the outside or at the bottom reinstalled yet. So yeah, here's where we're at. I think I can go to bed and feel safe knowing that if someone comes in, I'll hear them. And number 2, I'm not gonna get any lizards in my house. That's the goal. I'm just leaving Home Depot and I was looking for long deadbolt screws. I couldn't find any and the guy told me to call Kwikset. So that is not sounding like this is in my favor. And I was so worried about this and that's why I tested it ahead of time, guys. I'm serious, but he told me to try Ace Hardware, so I'm gonna try there next. Ace Hardware was a no. I'm starting to get nervous. I'm starting to get real nervous. I'm at Lowe's just to try it because we're gonna try all the things. I did a little bit of Googling. I might be able to order some. I don't know, I have to do some more research. But it was so funny because at Ace, the guy that was helping me in there, he takes me to the back of the store. He's all, I got this bucket of stuff back here with screws in it. Let's take a look. And so we looked through this bucket. Oh my God, it was just too funny. And it was a no. So even a random bucket of stuff and there's nothing. Okay, I'm not crying because of the door. I'm crying because I went to another hardware store and oh my gosh, the guy in there looked just like my grandpa. Oh my God, he was just a spitting image of him. Oh my God, it was just,
like almost brought me to tears when I saw this guy. It was just identical. It was so funny. And I was just thinking about my grandpa this morning, thinking, oh, I wish I could call him and show him these weird projects that I get myself into. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I think I found screws. Oh, we're not gonna shake this one. It's gonna be a day. I think I found some screws that are going to work. So we're gonna go in and fingers crossed that they fit.
After what feels like 500 years of prep work to get ready to paint, we are ready. The time has come. I had to do some sanding, I had to do some caulking, I had to do some nailing, I had to do some scraping, and I had to do some taping. Listen, we are ready. I don't know if I told you guys, but I am painting all of the casing black. Oh, I think it's just gonna make the door pop. And how beautiful is that hardware? I am so in love. I'll give you guys a close-up at the end. But did I tell you guys I'm painting all the casing black? Did I just say that? I am literally, my brain is fried. So I'm ready to paint, listen to some music, relax, my favorite part of every project. Let's go. I'm all done painting. I put the porch back together, but I haven't like stepped back away from my front door to like kind of see everything together. So I thought we would do that together and go see what it looks like. I'm so excited. I'm a little bit nervous because you always have to like stand back. You have to stand back and look at things, see how it looks. How does it look, guys? Does it look good? Did we do it? Did we do it? Okay, let's see if we did it. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Oh my gosh, I am obsessed. Look at it. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that this is the same door. What? We did it, you guys, we did it. We did it, I love it. Oh my gosh, the black was such a good choice. I was a little bit nervous, like about doing it all black, but I feel like that was definitely the right call. And it looks beautiful. I love how modern it is. Oh, I love it. Here is how the inside looks. I decided to go ahead and do it all black. Around the, you know, do all the trim black as well. So I considered doing the frame white, but I think I really love the black. It's just like bold, you know? I wanted it to be bold. I wanted it to like stand out, make the door pop, and I love it in here, but I don't love my little entry table. Now I'm like, no, this needs to change immediately because it's totally clashing and I do not like it. Love my decor, love the mirror, but the table, we're gonna have to do something about that. So stay tuned for that because that's like ASAP on my list, I swear. But you guys, it's just never done. Never done. You do one thing and then you gotta do more things. Now I'm like, this needs painted. Oh my gosh, it's just never ending. I did want to mention that I did drill the hole on the interior for the little like, you know, peek through hole, right? Whatever that thing is called. And I did not end up drilling it for the exterior because I just liked the way that it looked without having that there. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think it would look weird? So right now, the hole is inside, not on the exterior, but it's fine. Mark and I are the only ones that live here. We can deal with it. We're the only ones that have to know, and if people want to inspect our work, so be it. But we're gonna live with it because I just couldn't commit to it yet. It's kind of like, you know, one of those things that you can't really see that far down the line in your project, but it's okay, it's no big deal. If I can't live with it, then I'll just drill through the rest of the door, but for now, I'm just enjoying how cute it looks. I wanted to give a quick thank you to Chime again for sponsoring today's video. I will leave a link in the description below so you guys can check them out. I can't believe we pulled this off. We did it! Oh my gosh, I was terrified. Let me tell you what, I don't know the last time I've been this scared to tackle a project just because I haven't seen anybody do it, and so it just felt really risky, but I think it is beautiful. And the best part is it did not cost $4,000. Are you guys ready to know how much this project costs? Are you ready? Drum roll, please, because I don't think that you can handle it. It came in under $400. I feel like that is incredible, absolutely incredible, especially for the impact that it made. It feels like it just matches the vibe of our house, the exterior of our house, so much more. Our last door was just, it was just not it. I knew it. I didn't like our last door from the moment that we bought the house. Like, I walked up to the house, I was like, no, that needs to go. And finally, here we are 2 years later, and I love it. So flooring was around 150 bucks. The new hardware was 160, I think, if I remember correctly. And then paint nowadays is, you know, a little bit pricey, so I think it was around like $30, $40. So, all in all, not bad. I don't ever consider tools, so I did have to buy that cutout tool, but I don't ever consider tools like that unless it's maybe like really specific. But I don't consider tools to really be part of the project cost because those are an investment. Those are a whole other bucket of the budget, you know what I mean? I will use that tool like, well, actually all the time because it was so much fun to use. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this project. I feel like we just went on a little journey together. This was so much fun. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future projects and all the fun that we have going on here. So thank you so much for being here. Always have more in store, so stay tuned, stick around, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!